And the best way to protect the electrics is to cover them in cling film. And you really need to cover anything that you think might potentially be a problem if it got water into it. Fuse boxes, relay boxes, any electronics. And sometimes these boxes, you have no idea really what's in them. If in doubt, cover it up. I'm going to spray the engine with the same degreaser I used on the wheel arches, but before I do that, just a bit of body shampoo mixed up over the top of the wings, just in case there's any overspray with the degreaser. It protects the paintwork. Now obviously this paintwork really probably isn't any point in protecting it, but that's a tip on your own car at home. If you've got some nice paintwork, just protect it both sides. Then, before you put any moisture in the engine bay at all, take the keys out of the ignition, because if you get a short in some electronics box in there that then puts your central locking on, your keys will be inside the car and you don't want that. So make sure your keys are on you, and then cover the thing in degreaser. If you can, starting from the bottom up, and just soak it. That's the engine bay completely soaked. Now I'm going to work on the underside of the bonnet. This insulation gets really filthy. A lot of people worry that because this is fire retardant material, a degreaser or products like that might affect the fire retardancy. Well, this product certainly doesn't. So that's not a worry at all. The only thing that is a worry with this is you can see here where it's a little bit frayed and torn. If you use a jet washer on that afterwards, you'll lift that off and ruin it. So with this, we'll probably just hose it off with the hose rather than the jet washer. Right, job done. So I can drop this back. Funny old bonnets on these BMWs, like that. And then just gently wash off the excess, both on the wings, but also on the windscreen, because if it's a hot day, you don't want it drying on there either. And now it's a case of just going around and agitating with the brush and just trying to get as much of the grot off as possible. Then it froths up quite nicely. The more time you spend now getting this right, the better the job will be at the end. And then finally, just the edges here, not the insulation itself, but just the edges. So you can just see the grime lifting off. It's brilliant. So you can now jet wash this off, and you start at the bottom of the engine. So you're washing that off first, move your way around. If you think the pressure's too high, you can just pull out a bit. But everything needs to be washed off. The most important thing is to make sure you don't aim it directly at the electrics, even though they're covered. Obviously, you could get water in there.